Hello, fellow Star Trek fans. My name is Brent Justice, and I am going to give you a 10-minute review or reaction of Star Trek Picard, the premiere, in today's video. Now, what I am starting is a new series, hopefully, that I will be doing after each new episode of Star Trek Picard and Star Trek Discovery in the future. I will call these 10-minute Star Trek reviews. Within 10 minutes, I will give you my thoughts, opinions, review, and reaction of the episode right after watching it. My initial gut reaction after watching it. Now, I may do a full review or breakdown of each episode later on. But that will not be the case for these 10-minute reviews. I am just going to sit here and talk about them for 10 minutes and give you my thoughts, opinions, and reactions. I am in the game right here called Star Trek Online. This is my character, Ensign Ricky, and he is looking out on the Enterprise D bridge. This is pretty much the format you can expect for these videos. I'll just be talking and leaving it here. In the future, I may move around or do some gameplay or whatever in these videos. We'll see. I want to think about what I'm saying, though, and make sure I'm remembering to say everything that's in my mind from watching the episodes. These are not scripted videos. This is off the cuff. I'm just brainstorming and hoping I can remember everything. So let's start. I did watch the Star Trek Picard premiere on CBS All Access. Yes, I do have that, and I did watch it. And I have to say I am left with more positivity and optimism than I thought I would be for this series. I kind of kept my expectations to a medium, neutral to low level. I did not hype myself up on the series, and I think by doing that, it has helped me to come out of the episode with a more positive and optimistic experience. If you extremely hype yourself up over this as a Star Trek fan, you may be a little disappointed. But if you come at it from just a normal, calm, neutral standpoint, you may actually like a lot of what you see. So that is, for me, positive and optimistic. Now, there is one glaring thing that I want to get out of the way before we even begin. First of all, there will be spoilers. This is a spoiler video. If you haven't seen the Picard stuff, then don't watch this video. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. That is your warning. You have a chance to turn back now. Okay? All right. The one thing I hated, yes, hated, in the episode was the overuse of the Star Trek Discovery shuttle. That is a visual thing that should not be in the Picard era. We do have a time frame for this series. It is 2 decades, 20 years after Star Trek Nemesis. So this is the late 24th century here. The Discovery shuttles should not be in this time frame of Star Trek. What we should see are shuttle designs from the mid-24th century to the latter 24th century, or TNG era shuttles. I could even accept early 24th century shuttles, or maybe even very late 23rd century shuttles. But I cannot accept mid-23rd century 150-year-old shuttles. It is a design aesthetic that was never in Star Trek The Next Generation or post-Nemesis, post-Voyager. It should be TNG-era shuttles. That's what we should see. Period. End of story. You'll never convince me otherwise. What that is an aesthetic that they are shoving down our throat. They are bullying us into accepting the Discovery aesthetic. And as a fan, I won't stand for that. That's a big middle finger to me, but I'm not going to stand for that. So that's the one thing I hate. Now, that said, there's nothing else I did not like about the episode. That's the only thing I hated about it. Everything else about the episode, I liked. The uniforms looked great. Starfleet looked great. The fact that they're using holograms in the archive makes perfect sense because we're talking post-Voyager. Everything that happened post-Voyager makes perfect sense they would be using holograms in that way. This whole thing about trying to develop synthetics, it's a great storyline. It really is. It's where Star Trek would head. Now, of course, they had androids, even in the original Star Trek, Mudd's women and all that. They had androids back then, but they weren't, I guess, intelligent in the same way that Data was intelligent. That's the difference. That positronic brain cannot be recreated. But here they are trying to do that, and of course we're talking, much more research now since they discovered Data. And it makes sense. They had synths. They went rogue. Some problems occurred here. I like this arc. I like this storyline and where it's headed. I like all that. We get the main character. This is also what I want to say about the episode. There were resolutions made in the first episode that I thought were going to be dragged on through the entire series. For example, we learned right off the bat that this is, in a way, Data's daughter. Not really Data's daughter, but kind of like that. And I thought that was going to be like a reveal that would be made later on, at like the end of the season. They would carry this on, but this was a resolution made in the first episode. So there were a lot of resolutions made to problems very early on that I did not expect. I also didn't expect that twist. Now, when they started talking about Data's daughter, I was thinking lol. I was thinking this is the lol, that's her memories, and that's how she knows Picard. But no, they did not go that route with lol. I'm surprised they didn't, but they did not. In fact, they went a different route and made her like Data's essence, like his memories, literally. They say, and this is a far stretch, that you could take one neuron of Data's positronic brain and from that get all his memories. That's a little dubious to me, but we'll see where that goes. But at any rate, she has an essence of Data. Does she have memories of Data? I don't know yet, and I guess we'll find out. That's my question. But she has an essence. It's an interesting storyline, and it's also interesting that she's not pure synthetic. She is She's biomechanical. She is a real flesh and blood body with like a cybernetic brain. That's unique and that's different. And that's different, of course, than Data, who is fully android, or other synthetics that are fully synthetic. She's not so synthetic. I guess maybe her body came from cloning or growing a human portion of her and then putting a cybernetic brain in there. I don't know. I guess we'll find out more about that. Maybe that has to do with the Borg research that the Romulans are doing. So I like where that's headed. It's all very cool. It's a neat storyline, and I don't know where it's headed. The fact that there's another of her, there's twins, I mean, I guess that's good because they killed her in the first episode. Another twist I did not see coming. Bam, she's dead. But okay, there's another one of her. But too bad that one had to die. So that's interesting. And then it's also interesting that this is not necessarily Section 31 that's after her. That was one of the rumors. It appears to be some kind of Romulan stuff that's after her. Also, I love the fact that this is based on the Romulan storyline. This is based on Romulan refugees. This is Starfleet maybe having conflicts with the Federation, maybe trying to step out from the Federation and do their own thing and not be helpful like they used to be. Picard's certainly angry at them. We got a lot to talk about there. Coming up on 9 minutes on this video, and really I could talk a lot longer about this episode, but I want to keep these videos within 10 minutes because the shorter I can keep it, that'll be a lot better. But I could do a really, really long analysis of this episode, and I may in the future. But right now, I have to say I like where the story's headed. I'm optimistic. I like everything I see. It so far feels more Star Trek to me than Discovery. So that says a lot. The only thing I didn't like was the Discovery shuttles, but I can look past that, and I will, because I think that this is headed in a good storytelling direction, and I kind of like that. So I'm looking forward to see where this goes, how the Romulans are connected with the Borg research, how the Romulan refugees are getting along. I love this is all based on, around the Romulans, and just good stuff all around here. I don't really have much else to say right this second. So We're coming up on 10 minutes here. I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Leave your comments below and let me know what you think of all of this. And stay tuned for the next video. Check out Twitter at Brent_Justice for updates. You can follow me there. Also, check out my Patreon page, patreon.com/Brent Justice. This helps support the channel and also allows me to publish more and more videos.